welcome back to another video of My Creative Life with Kelssweetie, where we read books and we make art. Today we are talking about my July TBR, but more importantly, we are talking about my involvement in the Tarot Readathon this year. I am so excited and thankful that Noelle and Daijah asked me to be a part of this readathon. As y'all know, July is my off month. Basically, there's not a heritage or cultural background or anything for me to really highlight that I know of. And so it's one of those filler months where I can catch up on really reading whatever I want. One, these months are kind of important because it allows me some flexibility to move throughout my TBR without feeling inclined to have to read in a certain heritage or background, which sometimes I just don't have readily available in my physical TBR, and I really want to chip away at my physical TBR as much as possible. So July was the perfect month to be a part, and I really love it because this readathon is very mystical, spooky. We love it because it's based on tarot. It is quite easy once you get the rules down, and feel free to go check out Daijah or Noelle's videos down below in the description to learn more. I am a part of Team Cups with Daijah as well as Wicked Reading here on YouTube. Very excited because all of us read horror, so I'm expecting some great recommendations and reads from the three of us and from some people on our team. As a cup, though, we are one of the more emotional suits. We are one of the water sign suits. As a fire sign, of course, this is going to be at odds with who I am as a person. However, as an Aries, it might be right on the money. So I'm quite excited. Let me go quickly through some of the top level rules. I don't want to explain too much because Daijah and Noelle have done such an amazing job explaining that I really do want you to go to one of their videos to learn more on how to be a part. Really, this is about talking about my TBR in this upcoming month and how I will be working through the readathon. So, as Team Cups, there is Team Swords, there are Team Pentacles, as well as Team Wands. I always forget Wands for some reason, which is crazy because that's my suit as a fire sign. But if you're on any of those teams, you have corresponding level ups and abilities, as well as different things that will be important for your card specifically. In order to participate, you will pull a card and choose a book based on the prompt for that card. All of that is listed in the sheet that is on the Google Doc for the readathon. I'm not going to go into every single prompt that we have, but just know that you will be able to do it via that Google Docs. So for the readathon, I won't actually be pulling a tarot. I will be pulling from my Lenormand deck. This is my favorite deck to pull from. I think for years I tried to pull from tarot. I tried many different decks, and there was just something not connecting for me. I also wasn't a huge fan of the fact that it was very abstract as far as reading tarot and what tarot meant and its symbolism, and it was very hard for me to grasp. What I loved about the Lenormand deck felt semantic in the way that you read it. So at least the way that I pull, I usually pull a 3-card spread and I set it up kind of like a sentence. Ask a question, get an answer back. That has been honestly the best way for me, and I've had the best pulls for myself as well as other people using this deck, using that spread. It's become a big part of my practice, and I really don't reach for my tarot deck anymore ever since I picked up these. I will have these linked down below because they're gorgeous. Every single time that I use them, I feel special. And then the grandma's baby, or maybe it's grandma babies, black gold Lenormand deck. There's a Lenormand 2 deck now out, and there's also another blue deck, like Baby Blues is the name of it, and they're circle and they're gorgeous. I've just not picked it up yet because I'm very happy with this deck, and I don't really want to use another deck if I'm really happy with this one personally. Once I start showing you how they look, you'll know exactly why I feel so special while using them, but I'll link them down below if you choose to explore Lenormand for yourself. Now, I'm going to do what Daijah does for this readathon, and that's a mixture of pulling as I read as well as pulling a few to start off with. Once I kind of talk a little bit lightly about the rules, you'll understand why. Because as you move through this, you're going to get repull cards, and you're going to also get a couple of cards throughout the readathon pulled for you that will kind of cause you to kind of want to have that flexibility to pull another card or have other options. And so I'm going to only pull 2 cards. As y'all know, as of late, it's been all over the place, but I'm usually around 5 to 6 books a month. I'm going to try my best, because of being a part of this readathon, to hit around 7, even 8. Who knows? Let's get crazy with it. For this readathon, because I really do want my team to have the best chances possible. And because of that, I don't want to pull too many too early and then be locked into those books and not be able to have the flexibility to repull or to choose something else down the line. Or if something is pulled for us weekly, I can't find another book to fit that card. I also don't want to overwork myself, which we all know is a problem for me. All right? If you want to participate, first and foremost, pick your team. As I mentioned before, we're all a part of the different suits of tarot deck. Now, lenormand decks are based on playing cards. So while you may not have the cups and the swords and, this, that, and the third, you have spades, you have hearts, you have diamonds, and you have clubs. They all coincide with also the suits of tarot. So for instance, my hearts cards are going to be cups cards. As the sensitive suit, that makes sense, right? The pentacles will be diamonds. Pentacles are coins. Diamonds, wealth. See where we're going here? Spades are swords, because the top of a spade is shaped like a sword, and clubs are wands. Because of that, this still works. And Daijah actually tells you, if you do not own a tarot deck and you are not in the position to buy one for whatever reason, you can use a playing card deck and you will still be able to do the tarot readathon. Also, if you don't even have a playing card deck, you can go online and there are plenty of free tarot pulls that you can do that will automate online. They actually link one in the description of the document. I would love to have you for Team Cups, obviously, but whatever calls to you, I hope that you do well on whatever team you're on. But of course, I want you for Team Cups. After that, you need to make your TBR. So that's what we're about to do right now. All you have to do is pull your cards either beforehand, during, whatever the case is, but we're going to do that right now. Oh, I almost forgot. I won't go through everybody's abilities, but I will go through mine just quickly so that you guys who will be watching me throughout the month over on my Instagram as well as over here will know what I'm even talking about in the first place. So for cups, we, being the emotional card that we are, we have the ripple effect ability. What this means is that as a team of clubs, I keep on saying clubs, as a member of the team of cups, every time that you read a book, or if I read a book that will move me, whether by anger or sadness, fear, anything whatsoever, I get to gather a bonus redraw. So you can collect these. It's not necessarily like, okay, I did it and so now I have to use it. You can collect them and then like later on down the line, if you pull something you don't like, I can go, oh, let me use my redraw. So this is a really cool ability. I personally like it. As somebody who reads a lot of emotional lit, I feel like Daijah and Noelle knew what they were doing when they put us all on a team and knew that ability would be a big one for us. I honestly feel like that's a huge ability for me. I've already read something this month that upset me so much I had to put the book down for about a day. So this honestly is a big win for me. We have also 2 other abilities. We have Cups Team Upright, so the idea of an upright card, and that's cup to cup. What that means is creating conversation around a book, which I really love this one. As somebody who has plenty of social channels and is constantly talking to y'all about books, constantly talking with other people on my Instagram about books, has a Patreon about books, I love talking to other people. It's the reason why I even created this channel in the first place, was to talk to other people about these things. And so anytime that we talk to another person, whether in real life, whether over on the Discord, over on our social media, whatever, going cup to cup with someone, we then gather 10 bonus points for our Hero's Journey trophy, which is a trophy. There are 3 different trophies that are included in the readathon. Daijah has her eyes set on gathering all 3 trophies this year. So I know that I'm trying to gather as many points as possible for it. If you're not following me on Instagram, you need to be following me over there, because there's going to be a lot of content coming out in July. While it will be summerween in the throes of it, we will also be doing this, and there will be far more book reviews. I know that June, I took some time off as far as that's concerned, but we will be back to it with book reviews. I've already talked to y'all about the fact that I want to do more book recommendation videos, and I'm positive some of these books may end up in those videos. I want to do plenty more regarding books, and it will be over on my Instagram on a lot of posts where I'll be trying to rack up as many points as possible and talking to y'all about the books I've been reading. Now, Cups Team Reversed is Refill Your Cup. I love this one. Oh, I love this one. The Cups card is also a very creative card, of course, because of how emotional it is, expressing one's emotions. So I think this is why I was kind of chosen for the Cup card, by the way, but it pushes you to take a mindful break to refill your cup. So do something calming or creative, or just something that really for you refills your cup. That could be journaling, you could be just drawing, you could do a craft, you could be just doing some self-care like brewing some tea and watching a film or your favorite show or something. Maybe even just meditating. Whatever it is that truly is, I'm doing something with self-care in mind, that's refilling your cup, and that's how you can get 10 more points towards the Hero's Journey trophy. I love that one because, as y'all know, this is where we read books and we make art. So because of that, there will be plenty of situations and moments where I can refill my cup, which I really love. All of the teams, though, the main thing that's a really big focus for this is building community as well as reading books, but also making sure that we're taking time to self-care, which I really, really love about this, because tarot in its real, like, day-to-day nature is a form of self-care. It's mirroring what you're kind of working through emotionally and everything. So I really love that each team has their own version of that self-care moment, and I love that this one has to do more with kind of taking this moment out to refill your cup. Even as somebody who has a huge problem with knowing that they need to refill their cup, this one will be a challenge for me, but one that I really need. So I'm very happy about it. I will have the Google Doc link below, because I know that a lot of people will probably want to still ask, or if you've just already decided, oh, I want to be a part of Cups, just show me where to sign up. I'm going to put it down below in the description. Don't you worry. Now, I just wanted to touch on the fact that after every single read or so, you're going to submit your points on a doc in a form if you decide to take part. The thing that's different about this one from other readathons that I've been a part of is that you can't double up on books. The only way you will be able to double up on points, or books rather, is if the book you're currently reading for your pull fits under a weekly pull. So Noelle will be doing a weekly pull for each one of us. And if something that we have already fits under that card, we can double the points for both those cards. I'm going to try and cash in on that as much as I possibly can, because as somebody who does not read like a ton, it's going to be harder for me to sit there and try and not double up on points. So I'm just letting y'all know ahead of time, we'll be paying attention quite closely to what those weekly pulls will be in the Discord, which will be linked down below. The big thing, as I said again, is community about this readathon, and being a part of the Discord is going to be so helpful in being a part of the challenges, racking up your points, as I just spoke about in the weekly pulls, and just getting to know other people throughout the readathon. So as I just discussed, there will be a weekly pull every single week from Noelle in the Discord. What is important about this is also one of the trophies. It is the Major Arcana trophy. So for every book that your team reads that's a part of that signifier pull, will add up in points for your team in your final scoring. Again, the team that has the biggest amount of points for that amount of the signifier cards will then get the Major Arcana trophy. As I mentioned before, Daijah is trying to get all 3 of those trophies. I am too. So I will be paying close attention to the signifier cards. The other trophy that will be mentioned is the Minor Arcana trophy. So this has to do with page count. This is for them girls who are reading long books. I'm not going to necessarily be the one who is going to carry the team on that one. As y'all know, I love a good 350-ish page count. Now, in theory, that should make me read faster, to read more books, but we all know it doesn't. That's just not how I operate. So hopefully somebody else on the team will get a big 'em and help us out on gathering that minor arcana trophy. That, or there will be tons of people on our team to possibly help out with the page count. However, I will let you know that it does not necessarily matter how many people are on a team, because Noelle is so smart and she has learned how to average all of these points together. I could never, because I am not that great at math. That trophy, I'm not going to necessarily pay too much attention to that trophy, because I already know that my page count is not going to be as significant as maybe some others on the team. I'm going to come in heavy on that Hero's Journey trophy, which I've talked in length about already, on how to rack up points for that, because I know for a fact that both of those abilities that we have for our card, I can do easily. So that is where my strength lies, and that's where I'm going to be an asset for my team. That's basically the whole spiel for the readathon itself. I know I've not gone in deep detail. I will repeat it and repeat it again. You have to go check out Noelle or Daijah's videos to hear more about each team and their abilities more in depth, or else we'd be here all day, and I don't know about the other team's ability, because they ain't my team. It's my team. It's Cubs. So let's get into these pools. I am going to choose 2 cards to get me started on my July TBR, and I'm also going to point out that because I am using a lenormand deck, I am not going to have the major arcana. So for some people, that may feel like, oh, that's going to keep me from reading like some prompts that may be important and everything. You still have from ace to king and 4 different suits. That's a lot. There's 52 cards in a playing deck. That's 52 prompts already, and I think there's 74. I don't know. I'm gonna put it down in the caption below on how many cards are in a tarot deck. But the point of the matter is, you're still getting 52 prompts here. Not enough books in the world. I've kind of looked at the major arcana ones, and while they are great, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still getting weekly draws for the signifier card every week from Noelle, which will include major arcana. So I'm still going to get a chance at some of these. I'm not going to stress too much about them personally. That is your prerogative. Let's get into pulling, because I can't wait to show y'all these cards. So as I pull these, I'm going to show you what the card looks like, as well as what its original intention of a pull is, just so you guys can also get a feel for how the lenormand deck works, as well as just seeing how beautiful this deck is, and then I'll look into what the prompt is. So my first pull is the 10 of Spades, the ship card. These cards are absolutely gorgeous, and I love that the owner of Grandma's Apothecary sourced these photos from different places that are searchable online and made note of it at the bottom to show respect to where these people are from, not simply using their faces. As a lenormand deck is usually used in Hoodoo tradition, and showing respect to ancestors is a focal point of being a part of the Hoodoo tradition, I love that it's really invested in every single part of this card. And it's one of the reasons why I started using the lenormand deck. It is connections to Black traditions. So for this original card, it is a transition card, as the ship makes sense for. Its element is for the air, and it talks about a period of transition, not moving backward, and progressing. Something that is always important to keep in mind. Now, since this is the 10 of Spades, the prompt that I've just selected, the prompt for the 10 of Spades is read a book featuring a murder. As a horror reader, this is going to be the easiest pull in the world. So I'm very excited. This is a layup. I'm thinking I might want to do 2 pulls and then head over to my bookcase and choose from there. Let's do that, because I thought that this may get me a run for my money, but this is like the easiest pull I could have started with, and very aligned. The next pull is a Queen of Diamonds, which is the Crossroads card. This card is gorgeous and, of course, extremely sentimental in regards to crossroads and choices. This one literally means choices. So one of the intentions behind this card is you've reached a pivotal point in your journey where you need to make a choice. Have you learned to grow in your purpose? I really love getting this card usually when I do pulls because it requires a lot of reflection. So far, great pulls. I'm kind of wanting to do a third because I'm really feeling very much attached. But let's see what the prompt is for this one before I move too quickly. Okay, the Queen of Diamonds or Pentacles on the prompt list, a book with a nurturing or caring character, or a book that explores motherhood. Y'all know I love a horror mother story. And I really do feel like I may have something in regards to that. I think the nurturing or caring character portion may be a little harder for me. Let me do a third. I know, y'all. I said I was going to do two. Let me do a third because I feel really good about what I've been pulling so far. It's really like aligned with the stuff that I read already. So I'm going to pull a third and maybe it'll give me like a hard, like I feel like a hard one is coming up. Another beautiful card. This is the Six of Hearts and is named the Altar card. Based on the whole meaning behind the Lenormand deck and what we pulled so far, again, I feel like this is a really great card. This means alignment, which we've felt in alignment with every pull that we've done so far. This is a water element, and it speaks on walking hand in hand with your ancestors, being more aligned with yourself, and stepping forward and feeling supported. This could also be a reminder to your ancestor connection as well. I love this one. This is a Six of Hearts, so let's see what we're getting. That's going to be a Six of Cups, which we've pulled from almost every suit. I mean, I would love to try and pull again and see if we're going to get a Wands, but three is good enough. So Six of Hearts. Read a book that brings you back to a nostalgic time in your life. Okay, this is a hard one. This is going to be a hard one for me. As nostalgia for me, as a millennial, that's basically 90s. Or 2000. I don't know. This one's going to be a hard one. I wanted a hard one. I asked for it and they delivered. Okay, those are our three cards right now. We're looking at the Six of Hearts, which is finding a nostalgic read. The Queen of Diamonds, which is the motherhood card or nurturing, caring character. And the Ten of Spades, that's where we started. Oh, the murder card. So let's move over to my physical TBR and see if there's anything that may fit these cards. Okay, I'm back. That was way harder than I thought it would be. Because although I am a lover of a mother horror, I don't currently have any on my shelves, which is wild to me. I don't know how that would have happened, but I have no mother horror currently sitting on my shelves, which is unsettling for me because I do have a ton of books on these shelves. So we had to go with the nurturing, caring character rather, and then murder. That was easy. I had like 5 books lined up. I had 5 different books lined up. The nostalgia one, that was a really hard one. And the one I ended up choosing was probably a little bit of a stretch, but we're going to work with it. I hope that y'all don't be nice. Be nice because I'm going to leave that one for last, especially because I chose it last, and see if I can maybe get a repull card. If not, y'all be nice. So for that first card that I chose, which was the Ten of Spades, the ship card, I chose Mayfly by CJ Lead. I have been wanting to read this for a while. It was on my original July TBR list, actually. And it was between this and American Psycho, because I've been meaning to read American Psycho. However, that is a physical read. Sugar was also on that list by Mia Ballard. I had started that some time back, I think in February, and I wasn't able to finish it. It will get read eventually. I'm hoping maybe during July or even maybe November, maybe October. I don't know if I don't get to it in July, but I really do want to read it. It's a physical read, y'all, and y'all know those slow me down. But I'm pretty positive if I go searching now, I may be able to get Mayfly. Here's to hoping. But this was my murder card. I'm sick and tired of being the only one out the loop. I've already read American Rapture, and I honestly really liked it. And this one, everybody loves. I know American Rapture was a hit or miss for a couple of people. So I will be reading Mayfly for my first pull. The second pull was the Queen of Diamonds. This was hard. Nurturing character is where we went. Nurturing, caring character. This has to do with two sisters. It's Megan Giddings' most recent release, Meet Me at the Crossroads. I also love it because it's Crossroads and Crossroads. That was cute, right? She popped off. But I did have to reach a little bit on this one. It has to do with two twin sisters and a alternate universe that kind of pops up. I didn't really need to explain Mayfly because I feel like a lot of people know that one, by the way. That one has to do with a Disney princess. Oh, it's a woman in Hollywood, but she's a Disney princess, Elsa, I believe, during her day job. And then at night, it's basically some American Psycho type stuff where she kills people gruesomely and lives with her grandmother and is probably, I think that she's also queer. I don't know. I'm preparing myself for this because I know that some people have said it's really sick. But this one, on the other hand, a new dimension pops up out of nowhere, and a lot of people want to like adventure like within it and see what it's filled with. Ayana and Olivia are two twin sisters, and they're Black Midwestern teens. So we love the Midwest love here. But what kind of, their best friends, and they're like, one of them goes missing. What is the other one? Like, the other one's trying to figure out like who she is without the other one. What were the circumstances that her sister went missing? I cried when I read The Woman Could Fly. I bought this immediately when I found out that it was releasing. I don't know. It sounds kind of sci-fi. I don't know if it's going to hit me in the feels. Here's to hoping that I cry, but I felt like the caring portion, it kind of had to do with two twin sisters, so I felt like there was a very emotional caring concept in regards to their relationship, and that's where I kind of went in this direction. I also maybe inadvertently saw the Crossroads thing and made that. The last one, which I felt like was a pretty big stretch, was for the Six of Hearts card, and that was polybias. This one has to do with the 80s and kind of this video game that ends up infecting the people in this small town, and I'm thinking that they kind of go zombie and like become really aggressive, something similar to when I read The Loop. I'm not certain. I went with the nostalgia factor for me personally because, especially growing up, I was obsessed with the 80s. When I was in high school and everything, although I'm a millennial and I miss the 80s, I didn't even grow up in it whatsoever. I really am obsessed with the whole concept and aesthetic and a lot of the movies and all of that came out of the 80s. So for me, this is nostalgic in a way of like voyeurism, and especially like in reference to when I was in high school. I mean, y'all, I used to thrift my clothes and go for that 80s aesthetic. So for me personally, I think that the 80s, while I did not grow up during that time, is very nostalgic for me. One, because of how I grew up and just what I was into at that time. And that is the stretch I'm making here. Those are my three cards and three choices for the upcoming Tarot Readathon. I'm very happy with these. I really love all three of these books. I mean, of course, I bought them. So excited to get into all of these, and I hope to see y'all in the Discord as well as in the comments down below if you decide to join us during the readathon this upcoming month. I can't wait to hear what teams y'all will be joining and even what you guys will be pulling yourselves. I'm ready to like meet a bunch of other people in the community, and we've already started talking in the Discord, and it's been great so far. It feels like very good vibes. So I'm excited for a new month of reading, a fresh month of reading, and I hope that you guys will enjoy whatever it is that I end up reviewing and posting about. I'm hoping that like this is a lot of content and like a lot of fun, and I'm moving through these books because I would hate to get into a slump during a readathon. But I hope that y'all enjoyed today's video today. Please subscribe down below if you are looking for any other horror book recommendations or weird lit book recommendations. A lot of that is what we read around here, so make sure you subscribe down below, as well as click the bell notification if you are already subscribed so you don't miss any of the videos that I'll be posting throughout July for the readathon. I have a new like lighting setup and everything. I hope that y'all kind of like something a little moodier. We're testing it out. My little colored lights behind me, I need to remind myself to make sure they're charged because they definitely died halfway through the video, but it's all good. The beginning of this video had all the vibes. Thanks again, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.